Hey guys, welcome back to Watch Your Struggle. And so I already have two videos up, and one of them is about building my own SaaS. It's probably about creating the mailing list. I have another video in the pipeline, which is where I'm just creating the reach page. So in that video, and even in the beginning of this video, I talk a lot about reach. So reach is my brainchild. It's a SaaS product that I'm trying to build, and my main motive with the SaaS product is to learn a lot of stuff. So I want to learn microservices, I want to learn gRPC, SQL, a lot of different things, and in general, to learn how to write pure production code, which has really good resiliency and does not break a lot. Because in my last 4 years of engineering and let's say three and a half years of of like being a software developer, I have realized I can make a lot of apps. I can make a lot of production apps. Not production. I can make a lot of apps. I can build a lot of different things. If I have an idea in mind, there's a very high probability that I'll be able to build it. But there's always that production grade resiliency or production grade stability and observability which are missing. And now that I'm working in a huge company, not a startup. Twilio is not a startup anymore. They're public traded. So I'm working in Twilio, and I've been building Flex, and I've been building app specifically in the Insight team. So I'm building real time systems and building insights and stuff. And that's cool. But one thing I realized is when you're working at such a large scale, even if you go down for a minute, things are bad. Like things are bad. So that's why I am working on Reach. I've been working on it for a year now. Initially, my biggest target with this was speed and efficiency. So I was writing backends in Go with proper Redis cachers and like really good algorithms if I need any algorithm. And I was fixing my queries. So I was making sure that my SQL queries are as performant as possible. But at this point, my main goal is learning three vital things. One is resiliency. So I want my products, my reach, basically all of my services and all of my different projects in reach to be extremely resilient and be very good. And as part of resilience, I also want recoverability. So database backups and snapshotting and data duplication for the storage files. Two um, is observability. I have never focused on this at all. I have never used, I mean, I've used Sentry once in one of the internships that I was doing. But apart from that, I have zero experience in observability. And it is very important because when you are working for resilience and when things break, you need to know why it broke. And observability and having logs, having a proper log capture system, having log levels is very, very important. This part I haven't started yet. I very recently decided that I'll also be focusing on observability. And third is performance, which was initially the reason, like one of the most important reasons why I started rewriting Reach. So I wanted to be as performant as possible. So basically, I wanted to be web scale in MongoDB's term, or basically a situation where it can scale well, where it can at least like till now whatever I've written would scale well for effective, very amazingly well for 10 people, would do good for 100 people, and probably just be doable at 1,000 people. But above that, these things would break. And now what I want to write is it can work for not a million because at that point scale is not with code, scale is with cloud and the amount of money you spend there. I mean, obviously you can scale up with less budget, but then you definitely need money for it. So maybe 100,000 people, because if I have like a very good, very performant, very good code base, good caches and good cache and validation, I can do 100,000 people easily, and that's what I'm planning to do with this project. So yeah, in my last video, I said I'll make a dedicated video about Reach, and this is that video. So this is what Reach looks like right now. Like, I mean, obviously these are just dev information that I have it here so that I can just look at stuff. But moving on, Reach is basically a place where you can. Let me just show you my face. Reach is basically a place where I can show you. I can let's say you're an influencer. Influencer. Let's take me for example, and let's say I'm a big influencer. I have a bunch of followers across multiple different platforms. So I have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram account, I have Twitch, and some other maybe. And I also do some merchandise, and that's merchandise, or maybe like every other tech YouTuber, I start selling courses. That's why I have a Shopify store or something like that. So as of right now, if I want to manage all of these things, I need to have YouTube Creator Studio open in one place, Instagram impressions open on one place, Twitch on the other, Spotify on the other. So the core concept of Reach is basically having all of those at one spot. So it's like a aggregator where you can see all of your analytics. Along with that, I also want to add stuff like Kanban. So not exactly Kanban, but issue tracking. So I have that feature built in. Let me just share my screen and show you. I have this built in. Please ignore the names and all of those things. But yeah, I have this built up, and if I click on this, I have a whole issue tracking. I have comments on it, and I have all the status and everything. And plus, I have labels. So this is about Kanban. This is where you can do issue tracking. Another thing that I wanted to build is page. So most of you guys would have used something like, what do we call something like Linktree. So this is all about Linktree. I wanted for you. So again, this is about aggregating all of your different workflows into one. So the way I call it is like a virtual workspace for influencer teams, or even like a virtual workspace for you know uh, content heavy teams that are based on top of content. So yeah. Plus, most since I am focusing on content and influencers, a very important part of their workflow is their content, which is generally files of videos. So I want them to have like a good place to keep all of them. So the whole story behind working on Reach was basically, my sister is into advertisement, and she used to work at this company, and the way they used to handle their media and everything was the editors, the first of all, there comes the raw footage, the shooters, or the cameraman would record the videos, put it on Google Drive, and share those links with the editors, or first with the review team, who would review if all the shots are good or not, and if that's what we need, and if everything that is needed is covered or not. So that comes up, and then those approved and reviewed raw footages go to the editors. They edit and they send it. They again put it on G Drive, and that's how the whole system works, which is very inefficient because reviewing and stuff happens in Slack. The way you used to do is send the video link, like add the drive link, add timestamps, and add the comment, which is doable, but it's not that efficient. And even similarly for illustrators. So advertisement team also make illustrations and advertisements, obviously. So the illustrators used to just create 4 or 5 different iterations, and I'm not even kidding. At least I think they would have changed it later, but like 3 4, maybe like 6 years ago, I saw them putting all the illustrations on a PPT, like a proper PowerPoint presentation, and send it off to their higher ups, and they would just vote on like, oh, slide 4 is better, slide 6 is better, and they would also put reviews like slide 6 change this, slide 7 change that. And it's just very inefficient and very difficult to track. So what I want to do with Reach is basically give them a storage solution with Git versioning and iteration. So let's say the illustrator is creating 5 different illustrations. So he can just make an illustration group. Let's say called let's say we make it for Reach 100,000 users. Damn, that's a big achievement. But yeah, 100,000 users celebration post, and they have like 5 different illustrations. They can just name 100,000 users celebration post and add all the 5 in there, and all the reviewers and people who are associated with could just uh, vote as well as put comments right there. And for videos, we could use, we could have a type system there. The video, even like the versioning and that's already there. But in the final version, they can just have, the video plays, and at whichever timestamp you want to add some changes, you pause, you click on a button, and add a comment there. And that's so much more easy to track, and everything happens in one place. So this storage part is the most core and the most important solution, like important part of this whole thing. Apart from that, I have like mails and calendar and store map and stuff. Mails is basically on your Gmail, you can add labels, and then those labels, those threads would show up here, so that you don't have to go into your cluttered email, and you can easily filter out everything here. And again, it's all about aggregation and doing everything at one place, right? So that's what I'm trying to achieve here. Next, I have calendar. Calendar is basically Gmail, Google Calendar, and Share Calendar. I probably might strip it away because I'm not so sure that it's a great thing. I had added it initially because I wanted it to again be an aggregated. It's an aggregator, so it should have everything. So that's why I wanted it here. And store is obviously that is going to stay Shopify store. So my plan with that is just writing a beautiful wrapper around the Shopify web storefront API. I think storefront API and admin API can give everything here. And obviously it has the ability to collaborate. So there's a concept of user account, or like an account and then users inside it. Obviously all of that has been taken care of, and I'm targeting this mainly toward big, huge creators, and not just that, also agencies. That's the plan for each. I had thought I would also add tech specs and all the architecture and how I'm planning to do things in this video. But I think this should be more like a product showcase. And I'll record another video probably right after this where I discuss the tech stack and my why I chose those tech stacks. I'll probably write a blog about it first because tech stacks generally are shared on blogs. So I'll write a blog. You can go check out my blog at blog.gireshsharma.com. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, one more important thing that I want to talk about is of course, thank you for watching, but also if people are watching, do put it down in comments if you are a creator or if you're an agency, would you use it? Or if you were to be a creator, would you use a solution that is? It would obviously be a paid solution, and I know competitors are out there, but making money out of it is not my first preference. Obviously, since I'm putting so much work into it, already been working on this for well over a year. And this is the version 2. There was a version 1 as well that had similar features but a very unprofessional, sad UI. And it was a remix monolith. This is more like a microservice. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.